Okay, look, I call the next trick the act before the act. I come on the stage and people are blah, 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 not sitting down, they watch what's going on. And I take my time. Also, I cannot rush into it. So I roll up my sleeves, I take the silk, and people, what is he up to? They don't know. So I take it, I'm careful, I explain later why I call it like that. Because it's the our magician's best friend once told me. The thumb tip is there now. So now it's only one dip, 2, 3, and the fingers go there, and I take the card. I lift the hand, I do this, and it's gone. People don't know about thumb tips. You do, but people don't know. Tack. And there it is. And I said, nothing. I put it back with the thumb tip, of course, goes inside. I'm clean. And I look at the audience and I say, look. And I throw it. That's it. Now, I will give you some more finer explanation. We know the tricks. It's clear. But this has to do with timing. You don't start too quick. You just right. It's like, hello, I'm here, and music or not. I take the silk. I want to put it into a thumb tip, but I fold it just casually, like that, It's here. And when I put it, it's the first dip into. Sometimes I take the card. I take my time. One told me, an old artist, take your time. Okay, it's a good advice. Seems simple, but you take your time. Look at the people, blah, blah, whatever. And now, first, it was one. You see, that's enough, really, because now, look, it's there, tuck, tuck, and I have it in my thumb tip. The thumb tip is big. I lift my hand, I don't make it there, so it's away from my body. In their mind, it's there now. So I open, it's gone. The thumb tip is too big, but I like because it's behind the card. That's the big secret with the card. So, like that, you don't see it. It's big. Now, look at that. Like this. I curl the card. The thumb tip is inside. I can take it. Look at that. I take the thumb tip together with the silk in my pocket. And I can throw the cards. If I want to show off, sometimes I throw it, I catch it, and this. That's not necessary. But you throw it to an audience. It's the small thing in this that matters, really. If you do it, but if you do it for kids, you can do this with a curly silk. They will never say it's a curly silk or it's too quick. But for a professional job, you need to do it very clearly. And for the big audience, they all see it. And I do this. Nothing. That's the opening, the act before the act for me. You will see. There is the small details. Of course, when I work, I like to have a new silk. But this is not too bad. I used it 10, 50 times. It doesn't curl more. It's a regular silk you buy in a magic shop. If I iron it, it comes out curly. So somebody told me, forgot who it was, but never iron it, get static electricity. I make it wet, I put it on a mirror, just wet, and it dry on the mirror, and I use it the next some hours, and it's like this. You know, it really, I curl it, but it's not too bad. It's a small thing to know, never iron a silk. Put it in water, put it on the mirror, and if not the mirror, on a wall, if you have. And it stays longer. And look, I do like that. It falls over, and this, now it goes, the first dip, it's, nothing has happened, it's there, but it's inside the thumb, the first time. Second time, it's in, but well, not now, but you see what I mean? Small details matters a lot. Not only this, but other matter. That's all I can tell about the silk. Thank you. Look, I don't smoke my fingers. I smoke a cigarette in this case. And I have it, the cigarette, I can start. Sometimes it takes 5 minutes because the cigarette is burning. And I tell you later, but look here. I say, what is that? No, I have the gimmick in this minute in my hand. You want to see it? Yes, it's this. Moment. It's ash, but not. It's the gimmick. Inside this, it's a cigarette burning. Okay, so, and you will see clearer. It's a little tube. Air comes and I take sometimes so much, sometimes I can take 4 times. But when I smoke, my hand is empty because I put it back on a magnet I have in my pocket. See here, it's there. So now I take it, I'm there, I palm it, I smoke, and I put it back. So, see again, look here. And people, what is he smoking? Because it's gone. It's on my back. So that's the time I could do it with the gimmick in my hand. Not to mention, but Fred Capps did that, but he was clever. I'm not that clever. So I had to invent this before. I've seen Capps, but he's clever. I have nothing. I have a magnet. And I can sing and look, what? I do this. It's there. It fits. It's easy to palm. Huh? That's it. in magic, it's like so many small details matters. Here is a tube, I smoke, blah, blah, and it's over. But I tell you something. If I do a show for lay audience, I do any classical magic, ropes and newspaper, I use this smoking more like a running gag, because a cigar of that length can burn in my pocket for 10 minutes. So I do many things, this and that, and floating ball or whatever. I've done it on French TV, and I come back for a call, I took it, and it doesn't stop burning if you have. But I don't have a cigarette burning. I used that in the beginning, but the smoke comes up. But I have it here on a magnet in my pocket. And it's very easy to take, palm it, but it doesn't come smoke. Little bit, but that's nothing. And I take 2 or 3, sometimes 4, poof, look now. And it's plenty for a ring or whatever. Look. And I'm clean. Now, I could do a tricks for you, whatever. Rope trick, blah, blah, blah. Somebody coming on stage, pick a card or whatever you do, If I work for children, I show many tricks. I was 5 years old. And I say that because I cannot do a stupid things. I say, I was 5 years old. And I say, look, and I do this. And even now, back, people are impressed. And then, pop, again, I steal the gimmick, and I say, look. So you can use it. But on Variety Classic, I use, to be honestly, I took 3 times. And a critical, my wife said, you have to turn when you take it, yes. Don't take more than 2 times. So I take, in my act. So I smoke. The 3rd time, just tell you, it's a small thing, but I took it to steal. But I steal. I didn't take the ball, but I could. Now it's in the bag. It's easier than to always do that move, because people can feel if you are very critical, and I am, working top, you have to. But it's a good advice. Now it's over. It's in the box. And I'm clean, because I could do anything. So, what more? You can do it for 10 minutes, smoke, put it back. But now comes the story. I took the gimmick. And there was no smoke. The cigar had burned out, or I hadn't lighted good enough, or whatever it was. So I said, look, here. I have a cigar. People don't know. I have a cigar here. Small cigar. That's why I put this, so it looks a little bit like a cigar. And now I took the lighter. No, I don't. It's still burning. I feel it's hot, So And I was into it. But I show them, people, the gimmick. They don't know what the gimmick is. I light it, make it disappear, and continue my show. It just happened, I tell you. So don't be nervous if something like that happens. You continue, pretend everything is okay. And if I show that to all, this is a small cigar, what else? I made it look like a small cigar, not too much, but this one burns 10 minutes. And look, I don't turn, but look here. Stays. No problem, and I continue. I liked it combination with the magnet. And I must tell you before, once I didn't have the magnet, it took some years. I had this in my side pocket, burning. Da, da, da. But I had, now I don't have, but I had something else. Let's say I had 3-4 cards, and it's burning. And I went in I palmed it. I said, oh, I have this playing card. So I went, I took up another card. I smoked the card. I throw the cards to the audience. I just have one here now. Here, the gimmick is always in the pocket. If you don't have the magnet, it's possible. See what I mean? But I go in the pocket. I have to come up with something else. I come up. Let's say I had a lighter. Oh, it's a lighter. Oh, da da da. So you don't need a magnet. You can get away with talking, having something changed. But if you go in your pocket, have something else, cards or whatever. That's it. So I give you the cards just to remember. It is good if you do it right. Here. Thank you. Look, to make the gimmick, you have to make it. I make all these things myself. First, this is a paper tube. Paper. Yeah. If it was metal, it would be so hot so you couldn't hold it. That was a big problem. But look, now it's small. I just do this. It's still burning. Now, it was solar when I started, Look here. It's burning. And this is really a little pipe. I haven't looked for them. I have some home. It was a pipe to put a cigarette in a tobacco shop. So I made it so it's air, because this is put in the paper tube. But look here. It stays there, and this tube, it's burning. It don't get hot. Why? I tried metal, doesn't work. It's, I don't know the English expression, but you have in the post office some brown paper, not you have to find paper tape that you lick, and you put it around the packet or this, and you take it, you lick it. This is paper that I have made with a little metal inside from a Coca-Cola box, actually, this. So it stays on a magnet if you use a magnet. But the paper, I put it in water, the paper, look, I sink it the next day, and it was hard. And this is not so very hard enough. So it has to be wet, put it there and dry. It's over the years experiment, I found it. It's paper, it's hard, and with that little pipe, very small now. You see, it's nothing, but it's enough for one show, I tell you. So, you smoke, okay? Like that. So, to get that is a little tricky. You cannot go in a regular shop, but you could have a small pipe. But the air condition is very important, and the brown, a small cigar, like this, is the best I have found. Moods, classical. You find it nearly everywhere. If they don't, you go not for cigarette, small cigar in the tube. And that's the simplicity. Paper, tube, light the cigarette, and remember, nobody knows when you bring it out. But you could light it in front of them if you have done half an hour and you want to do it. Nobody knows. And with a magnet, you are gone. Thank you. this is a small piece. I do it in my act. I've done it for years. Various kind of money. In America, I use dollar bills. In Norway, Norwegian crowns. Now I took the euro. First, not always, but in combination with the smoke. As I said, it burns for 10 minutes. So normally, I like to take off, I feel free, I take up the papers, you know, and I steal the gimmick, you know, and I make... Now it happens. Look. Huh. And basically, no moves. Money. Now, I pretend, look, to throw it. I take. I look surprised. Huh? But of course, I see the money, but not on this side. Huh? Oh, what? I put back, and we are back to the papers. Well, how can you do this thing? It's a very simple thing. But I have prepared this white. I painted actually to be white. And some printed money. Just I buy them. Printed. White and blue. So now if I go there, up in this, look here, white. You see? White. If I go down there, it's the money. How can you do this? There's many things to say about it. I could talk about it. But I like audience, people, to see what I'm doing. I know some tricks, even Fred Capps, but he's standing counting the dollar there. But I like to, in a big theater, you know, like that, paper, like that, I can really present this and everybody see, and there is no difficult move, no move. Because, look, on behind this, behind them, it's the paper. Let's say I take one. Now, it's the paper. It stays like paper. But if I put my finger there, they separate. Because the system is rough and smooth. I will tell you later, but it's rough and smooth. So I have made them that with cards, is red cards changing to black. Here is white paper changing to money. And that is more interesting, you know, today. And I put them back. And the smoke gimmick, I told you before, you don't need that. But if you have it, why not combine a little smoky thing with the money? Nothing wrong with that. That's it. Well, I will explain its simplicity, but somehow I try to teach somebody and they had problem to remember it is done with, I call it rough and smooth. I don't have that stuff. I played with it with a small bottle I bought at someplace. But I come up with a piece of white wax. I bought it in France. I have plenty of it, but it's wax. I think it is it's not meant for magic. It's a white wax. I just happened to find it. I tried it. It's made for melting. I don't find it in Norway, but I found it in France. It's a piece of wax. They melt it. Okay, I come back to that. I have also done with a candle wax, but it can be too sticky. But now, I learned that from Ken Brook, actually. but now comes. I was thinking of a card tricks, as I told you, the change from spades to hearts and so on. And it's the same principle. But look here. Now it's white. But I painted with so it's no glue on it. So I just painted with a white. I glue a white paper because it is a money and you can glue a white paper behind. But basically I painted because it's thinner. It cannot open. So it's like that. So all of this money is with paint. But look here now. Up here, if I do this, I hold up there. It comes the white. You see what I mean? It's white. It's an old principle. I don't know what it's called. But if I put the finger down here, it's the money coming. No, yes, but now I have to put that behind, And now it's the same move. And the good thing is nothing there that you can stay like that in a big theater and they see the money. I even have printed big money and nobody said it was too big in a theater. You can have things bigger. That's up to you. But now, how to prepare that? Well, first I have the paper. I put the paper or paint it. I have this rough and smooth stick, I call it. This. So I take one, I make on the top, only the top here, up, and I turn it. I take on the other side, down. And I put, that was one, and then comes up and opposite, that's all. And I put them together. Sometimes, so I cannot even see it, I put a little with a pen so I know it's correct, you know what I mean? But now it sticks there, but down there it doesn't stick. Then comes the paper. That's the basic. Look here. Now, paper. And if I put that on the other side, it's only paper. You know what I mean? I put it there, and it's white all over. I go down with my finger, I take off, money. I turn it around, so my finger goes there, and it's the money. That's the secret. And the rough and smooth stick, For a long time, I sent to Joe Stevens in America. So I don't know, he don't advertise it, I don't know. But a friend of mine in France bought to me, and they don't know what I use it for. But it's for carpenters and things. That is basically the rough and smooth on the paper. And it's easy to do, but you have to think you can sell it. You can show it clearly. No moves, nothing can go wrong. You should pop, turn it back. I like that. One of my favorites, actually. Thank you. when you do an act in a cabaret, sometimes they say 8 minutes, 9 or whatever. It depends. But what I do with smoke and a cigar and bubble, I can make a lot of variations. For instance, just show you. You have seen me smoking. I can smoke, I can light it. But I come to a place, I will work not so long time, in Finland. And he said, but no smoking. So I worked on that. What can I do? But today you buy small and big cigars, artificial smoke. So I have here, I can't take it up. In this one is artificial cigar. So, and I made a hole in this, you know. I haven't told anybody, I haven't done it really. I practice it. But with this, you see, I smoke, I blow rings, but because no fire. In one way, that is good. There is something I can use with this and not the other one. So I practice. It's artificial, it's no. There is no heat. Heat is bad for bubbles, very bad. But suppose now, artificial, look, like that. This I can do with the other. I have practice. I know Tom Noddy does it. I don't know how. I know him, but I don't know how he does. I never ask him. But because he makes funny things with smoke, many things. I try to not to copy him and others. So this is a cigar, and I pantomime a little smoke back. And it's a little mystery. I have no cigarettes, nothing to worry about. This is the last for the non-smoker. Nothing to inhale. Look. Is smoke. Is bubbles. Look. It's smoke in the bubble. I don't think I have to. I do. And they separate. Yeah, it's beautiful. That shapes up, but you couldn't do that with the burning cigar. But I do. I still use the burning. So look here. It's cold and I press the button. I couldn't do that with another because it's too hot. But sometimes I play with them both, you know. But this is artificial. I couldn't take it out, but you buy artificial smoke. If you build it into a cigar, I think it looks better. So I combine with, sometimes I have to light it, you know. And it's a beautiful effect. That's the artificial. So if it breaks, the next is, they get stronger and weaker. I never know. I practice this, but never mind. If it goes wrong, I don't say. If that, it will always, when you play with bubbles, it's a play. Bubble burst, nobody cares. So that's the artificial. Now, and you know, the invisible loop, I come back to it later and show many things, but it's a loop here. So look here. If you want to hold the cigar, it's on the loop. Look, it's here between my fingers. You know what I mean? And then smoke. Now, bubbles inside. Beautiful stuff. You can do variation. It's up to you how you use. And if you are with kids and children, I just mention it. I give water pistols to 3-4 children. I make bubble, and they have water, and they love to shoot the bubbles. Kids, but why not? So anyway, later, Messica in America sells a lot of loops. They are bigger. They don't go there. But if you buy it from him, because I made thousands of them. I don't sell anymore. It's a job, but he has managed. So he sells them. And I make it double, so it's shorter. It goes from here to here, but he's doing like this. So, and I put it back. I had it there for years. I have another reserve there. That's the loop. It comes into it. But if I use the cigar, okay, let me tell you, I light it. Because, look here, it's a cigarette inside. It's a regular tube, okay? Cigar tube. I buy a cigar. It's the biggest they have. Habanese. I buy them where, I want Winston Churchill or whatever it is. And here is a metal tube. The cigarette, I put inside, like that. Because in the nightclubs where I can smoke, I like to light up. Okay, and now it's the same, more or less. You know, it goes up, it's heat. It's the heat now. So I other effect. Sometimes I took it when it comes down, because I can, a moment, I cannot always do it, but if you play with bubbles, you can do it. You put your finger, the heat from the finger, stop it. Another thing you can do, if it goes really down, I do this. And it's coming up. You see what I mean? And I can blow it out, whatever. If it burns out, you can always burn it again. Look. Now, sometimes I'm not, look. Now, everybody will look there, and I have all the time, I can catch whatever I want. Look. I can lick it. I don't really like it. So I dip it again, but I could do it with my tongue because the soap is there. You know? And, it's a ball. It's not big, but I play with it. Look. I put it back, but I grab the pipe at the same moment. It's in my hand. Nothing can see. Look here. This smoke comes from there. You know what? I take a puff like that. And I put it back. And now it's really up to you. What I like is the thing on the table because it gave me a lot of chance. Look here. If this is wet, it's no good for bubbles. So it should be fresh. No, I turn it, you know. No, it's safer. So I have many of this, you know. It's so many things to talk about. I could have hours, but this is the basic. Look. And I try to make one outside because here I have the lamp. It's there. But I make no problem of it. I palm it. This one, it goes. But if it goes outside, I have to make like that, you know. And it's the lamp. it's stealing. It's not a clever palming and things. No, because people don't. They watch the bubbles there and there, and I can do what I want. Now I stay here. Now, you know. I grabbed 3 tennis balls. It's easy to palm, but when you hold a cigar, I have 3 balls there, sponge balls. I think they are made in China, but I come later. I cut them myself, but not this. Look. And I like to produce. I could take them out of there with the bubble. Look. Yeah. I kept one in my hand. I put it away, but I look this way. And so that's the producing of bowl. In combination with the smoke is rather interesting. Normally, to come on the stage, I'm using 5 bowls, and this is a discussion between magicians. I can take 5. I do 3. When they have seen 3, they are enough. And sometimes I put it back, but I like that, and it's still in my hand. And it's the last production. Then I think I can explain. Look here. Maybe I light it again, because when I talk too much, it does. In my act, I don't talk. That. One cigar burns. That's us. Look here. Now it's nearly finished. But suppose I was in this situation. I cannot light it. I cannot go to the restroom. Then, okay, but I grab the other cigar, the artificial cigar now, because I'm finishing, you know. So I say, okay, you know, and I take this one, this one. It could be longer, but for some reason, this is a lamp. So, and I go like this, no smoke, artificial. Like that. It stayed there. And when I put this away, very slowly, I grab the lamp, you know, but I light this, so it still thinks it's the bubble. I sometimes, look surprised. Where did this come from? Put it back, and that's it. And if I have something else to do, I make the last. Beautiful bubble, because now it's cold. I carry my table to the side or whatever. Maybe, I don't think it stays. If it stays, never mind. No, but thanks. It's like it, but nothing. That's the bubble, and all the rest. 10 minutes, I might have to be short, but many things to do. If you do children's show, blow a lot of bubbles, smoke, artificial, you know, give them water pitcher. You have a great fun with that. To start with a cigar, smoking a cigar and bluffing and fill the bubbles. Then I have a cigar. It's a Habaneser tube. I put papers around. I even make, sometimes not necessary, but I bend the corner so it takes more soap. That's why. But here, you see, is a metal tube from another small cigar, I think. And here inside is the cigarettes I use for some reason, cigarillos. I put it there, and now to light that so it looks real on the stage, I need a lighter. But it's a small thing, important thing. A normal light, I couldn't. I light it through and all the way up. But if the flame has to be big. Look at lighters, cheap, and I have to control and say, it's a long flame. I can light. If the flame was small, I couldn't. I have tried. So with this lighter, and I always keep 2 in case on my table. This one, even better. You see, it's high. But so now, nothing, the cigarette or cigar is inside. It wouldn't matter if it was a cigarette because smoke, never mind. Look, nothing is burning. Huh? It's come. I light the cigar inside now. Look. This is real smoke, okay? And I use that someplace. I dip it. I could show you. I have a little here. You see, I turn this. So you see everything here now. I have the soap in a little container there on the table. I don't make a big difference. Sometimes they carry my table out and everybody, they know what it is. I turn the table in case. But no. The cigar is burning. I don't do nothing. I dip or I lick. I don't want to lick now, but I do like. And big fat. What is that? My tongue make it wet. With this, the heat makes it more light. And I can do, like, I have to keep it burning, you see. I don't talk when It's big, fat smoke. Sometimes I do, not always, but I want it. It's real, but it's the heat makes it lighter. You know what I mean? And it goes up again because the heat makes it. So, many things you can do at this, and sometimes it's beautiful in itself. It's an effect. I blow, and it's separate. Many things. And I play with bubbles. If that happens, and sometimes it's the air condition, and it goes to the audience. Everybody look at the bubbles. Isn't that a beautiful effect? It smokes, blah, 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 blah. Many things you play. This is real smoke. If I have a gun, bang, it bursts, you know, or audience, bang. Many things to do. But then I have a job. No, you cannot smoke. So, you saw that? Cigarettes burning inside. That. No, I cannot take. So then I take an electronic cigar. All right? I made a hole here because the electronics you find out, you have to press it, but the only way I press there and I dip because it's a little, so much. Huh? I press. And I make the bubbles. But the thing, what I don't like to do this and show people, but this is a regular electronic cigar. So nobody will blame me if I say, look, I have the real cigar or any cigar. I could even, you see, smoke, artificial. Like that. And it's all artificial. And if that, I have all the time, I look at that, look here. If it doesn't come back, I pretend it's me, it's pretending. Look, and sometimes I say, come. But it's what's going up must fall down, And now to get that cigar over here, look, I do like this sometimes. Look, I turn, the wind makes it slowly coming where I want it. You see what I mean? It's coming to me. Sometimes I have to do that, And the body heat also make it stay there, It's my heat making the bubble float. It goes up. It's the heat from my body. And sometimes stay for a long time, and I see what's happening, and I play on that, If it's like that, I would pretend, oh, look, I say, go up. But sometimes I wait, because my body make it go up. I say, please calm down. I talk with the bubble. Please calm down. Yes. And it comes down. Even that gives a bigger, there it breaks up. So it is the artificial. I have put that artificial inside. I have this, and the hole is there. So when I press it, smoke, and this one, smoke. It's easier to make rings with the artificial for some reason. I don't know. Easier. And I take it, it's nice and artificial. That is the cigar. You play, if you don't smoke, you buy this, try to put it into a cigar. So you look, and you dip if you want, you make bubbles. And I press. And I separate. Look here. This is a regular tube with a little bending up so it takes more soap. Not necessary. I put here, you see, it's a small cigarette. That's the one. It's inside there. Okay? I have to light this. To do that, first it's there, but if you look at this, it's plenty of air between here. It doesn't fill up. It's a room there. And you can blow in that. But if I have this lighter, now I show you, I light it. I will light the cigarette. Short now. Okay. Now I smoke and so, like that, I blow on the whole thing. And it comes a bubble now. Not so strong because of the smoke, but strong enough. I blow on the whole thing, the whole. I don't take smoke. Now, I smoke. I blow it inside. Now, you don't go home and do this number. To me, it's easy. I've done it for years. I have played with big cigars. I have here, I just tell you, I haven't used it, but I put it here. This is not a cigar, I cannot smoke it. But it is made for light, You see, light. This I have to dip it into the soap. No. And the light comes with smoke is better. But you see what I mean? The light. And But that's another game. It's not what we're talking about now. I just show you. This is a lamp. Nothing else. A lamp that you press and you comes lights, if you can use it. But now, this cigar, now, I can light it. I will tell you a story. In Crazy Horse, I come with my cigar. I light, but it didn't burn. I pretend, because people don't know nothing about it. So, I took, I had to do that in that case, not now. So, but look. And I was standing with this in my hand. Nothing wrong with that. Smoking. I took the cigar. I had the smoke there. It shouldn't be. It should be inside. They don't know that. So, and I... You see, I feel it. Nobody said it wasn't bad, but they don't. I show it. Oh, I don't care. I had to do that. You see, and still I had the effect. I wasn't happy after. Nobody in the room would say, he has dropped it. Because I never said it was inside, but it is inside. You know what I mean? Now I could. I produce is more smoke, it's real, but it's two games. The artificial is just as good, but this is the real thing, you know? That's what I go for. I can try, nothing wrong with doing it twice, you know what I mean? And sometimes I even, not so often, I finish my back. Not every day, but and it's a visual thing. They last a long time, and I will explain you later how to make this soap, because this normally soap you buy, you can do this, and they last. I can make on the carpet. They last for half a day. Split, solid bubbles. But with the heat, difficult. But even if you like bubbles, I look at them, and some are like, look, I put my finger under this. I just tell you, if you like it, stop. What is that? It's the heat of my fingers. No, they don't know. I say, look at that. Go up, go up, go up, 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 up. And it goes up. It's the body heat make it. Not so many knows that. So I look, puff, puff, puff. I play with it, improvise. I do a show I never done. I was long time in America. I made a big bubble. There was something with the air conditioner. It went over the audience, but the people have body heat, so it never fall down. It was there all the time, big bubbles. I just tell you, it's not a thing I do every day, but these bubbles doesn't burst. They stay there. And my finger under this, it goes up. You want to see that? Look here, look. I don't do that, but I know. You see? What is it? It's a little kind of magic. It's a small bubble, but the finger body heat makes it. Over the audience, so many hot people, and the bubble stays over the head, never fall down. Also interesting. So it's a lot of things to do, but cigarette inside, like that, smoke, or the artificial, you buy it like that, light, put it in a cigar. You see that? Just to finish. Look, I want it to go up. I just put my finger. And it goes up. If I want it over here, I do this. Come to me. You see what I mean? It's the wind of the cigar. So you play. You don't have to do this, and you will invent a lot of things. And I have played a long time with bubbles. Ha! I practice home. I finished with a story from Spain. I come to work in a cabaret, and I had to practice bubbles. I was in the outside. I opened the window, and it went out, and I saw, good soap, good mix. They go over the mountains. Huh. It was bang on my door. It comes the police. A woman had called the police. Said, this man, he said, oh, he has something very white bubbles coming out of the window into the yard. And I didn't speak Spanish. And I have to show them. It's bubble. Okay, all right. So it's happening. That's bubbles. Thank you. Okay. I will try as best as I can to explain everything about that. In principle, it's very simple. It's this box and a ball and a thread. So everybody knows. And on top of that, when you do it, you have to do some acting with your body. You have to pretend. You cannot just do it. You have to act as this is difficult. It's not that difficult, but you have to pretend. So I used a magician wand sometimes, but it appears. I stopped it. I use this, is practical, because it takes your mind away from what it is, a ball hanging on a thread. So it is this over there, and it's something. It's just pantomime. You can maybe do it better, but it's to make people think it's something. This has nothing to do with it. I've done the ball without the stick. Nothing. Only my hands, but it's to make you don't think of a thread. But that's it, simple. But now comes, let's say, I have 3, 4 more boxes. I found this transparent. I like it. It doesn't has to be. The only thing is that this box, when you open the lid, you see like that? And I put a thread there. It has the height, so the ball, I will show you later. When it floats, nothing, duck, I will tell you about the ball later. It floats because now, and that's the secret, a big secret, how to put the thread there in a casual way. Well, I have here a piece of wax, and it is a thread to that, you know. This piece of wax, I sometimes, during my act, I keep it on a button, like that, look. And it goes into a small box, and that is a wheel. Here is the tool I use for the floating ball, but not only floating ball. Later on you will see at the table, jumping cigarettes floating here and there, many other things, a coin disappear. With this tool I do many things, but I will open this here. Look, I will open, I put this away now. Here is the old cigar tube, actually in this case, because the box is a little bit thick. It can be any size. This fits me here. And he said, look here. It goes, threads. I can go about 5 meters. It turns. It's all right. But let's say, you see it? Just let's say that I break this. Someone. I break it now. Look, it's a piece of wax. For a minute, I drop it. This goes sort of back. It's no thread. It goes back. I had to set it up. I can do it in the dark if it was necessary. I will have to show you that first I turn the box so it goes a little bit back so it's strong. And I take my fingers like that and I take the thread. And I have a groove there. So I put it in the groove. Now I hold the, look here, the thread. So I don't see it. I feel it. It's there, you know, tuck. I always have in the box spare waxes. I could take the one from the floor, but it's a spare wax. It's a little bit. So I take it, I could do it blindfolded. You don't have to see. I know it's there. I turn it around the wax, like that. I break it, but I take a little bit longer and make it double. so it doesn't fall out of the wax. If it's very hot, the wax is soft. So if it's 40 degrees, I was in Dubai, the wax was still working. But now, it's back again. I put on the lid. Now, there's many things to say about this bowl. It's very old. I was a young boy. I was thinking of floating, levitation. It was in a shop. I asked to buy it. It was Christmas decoration hanging for the tree. I said, after the Christmas, can I buy it? And they said, no way. But this is, let's say, 45 years back. Something like that. I don't know exactly, but a long time. I was a young boy. No, it's 50 years back. I'm not happy. I was stealing tree. I have them still. This is old. I had to go, nobody saw me. I put it in the bag. I needed this bowl. There was never seen again. So light. Less than 9 grams. You can do this. Very easy. Bowl. So I was working on, I had heard about Imagination a long time ago. Okito had the floating bowl. I like the stories. I don't know how we did it. In old times, a thread up there and there and there. So I played. I come to that. I have nothing now. No thread is there. And it happened, I looked, I had tape over the years. I had to put silver tape. It breaks and whatever. It's 2 needles through that little thing. 2 needles. I put them there, and when I press there, of course, like that, they open and close, open and close. So when I start back, there is nothing in the ball. I had this thread there. So the ball is not prepared, but it has this chuck, chuck, chuck. And this sometimes in my act, I take that, I say, oh yes, it's working. And I still, I take the wax here, and when I go to the table, nothing prepared, I lift the bowl. It's on my thumb. I stick it on top there. I stick it. I start over there to take, over the years, I open. I do my last check. I don't do that. I feel, the thread is there. I take the ball, nothing on that. I do a little pantomime. I have to make them think or whatever it is, but sometimes I can overdo it. I am not clever, but the thread is there. You know what? I put it, it has to be there. I feel, thread is there, there. So, and I still do. And I'm looking for the 2 pins. Sometimes I don't find them right away, I find the 2 pins. Actually, now it's there. I just put it back. So by pressing, it's open. I check. Now, the thread is here. No. Yeah, I feel it. I don't see it. I feel it there. I take it with this thumb, and I don't see it. But it slides under, and yes, it's there. It's ready for float. But I still go on, but I'm ready now. So I take the stick. It's already hanging, but I have to play with this. Yes, You see, it's up and down, but I'm just testing the thread. Now, up, but I had nothing to do with this, but I do that. This move, a little play, whatever. You do what you like here. It's coming there. I let it land on my knees. You know what I mean? I take it. This is the performance. But I don't, I have to act. I want it to float. Yes, it's acting, man. So I act that this is not so easy. And now it slides back slowly slowly, maybe more slowly. But when I lift my hand, now I have it over my finger there. Could be other way. I like it over the thumb. I lift the whole thing. The thread comes out of the pool in my jacket pocket now. Never mind. It goes, it goes, it goes, ta 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 ta. And sometimes I make it very slowly. Doesn't matter. Theater, slowly. No, I'm safe. Nothing can go wrong. Slowly, back. And in a theater, now, I would break the thread like that, because you go for an applause, or you go this way, and somebody takes the table and carry it. But I will go over, lock it, that, and back. This is basically what's going on. Now comes, if you want to do it, today is more balls around. Try to get the lightest ball possible. And then you have to find, even if you find a thin thread that doesn't lift the ball, you double it. You have to need a real, think of that, simplicity. But it could be double. This is not double. It's a thread, very thin, very thin. It comes from a thick thread. I bought it long time ago, but even now a shoemaker has nylon thread for shoes. It's too thick. But I take out one fiber from this board. There. Take out. Sometimes I paint it. Sometimes not. If it's black, it's okay. Thread. Thin thread. Very thin. It's the thinnest on the market. Thin. But it can lift the ball. And I used to say the thread never breaks. I break the thread. It's my clumsiness, but I acting. Now again, the thread never breaks. You find that, and you had to find a ball. If it's too heavy, you need a heavier thread. I am happy, but it was 45 years. I told you, I was stealing it because I was impressed at that time of the weight, and I could use thinner thread. Then thicker thread, you have to be more careful with the lights. Whatever you think, black is the worst. It's the worst. Because you don't see the thread, but you see the reflection on the thread. The reflection of the light against black for miles. In the back of the theater. You see that? They don't see that. They see the reflection, and you cannot work like that. So to prove that, I told Ken Brook in London about threads. He said, how do you do this? I said, look, black is the worst. When the sky is black, then you see the stars. I said, the stars comes out in the dark. In the daytime, plenty of lights. The sky is light. You never see the stars. And it's a principle that goes for thread. You see it against a black, not against the white. No, you can have a thick thread. You don't see it against this. But in the black, it reflects the lights. If you have a black thread, you could even paint it blacker with a pen. I do that sometimes. So it dims it. And if it's black, very difficult. Then you really have to dim the lights. You could, but then you have doing it half dark. It's not so nice. Full lights is the best. Now, it's nothing to tell about the box, any box, but remember, it is high there. So the ball, now, the thread is there. It comes, hanging there, tuck in the box, it's finished. In my life, you will see later on these steps what you can do. There is no end to it. With the invisible tool, something. I use invisible thread. What can you do with the magnet? Nobody sees the force. If you are very clever, you can do like the clever guys. You know, René Lavant, one hand. He's clever. He has something you do. His skill. I use thread. I don't have that skill, but I grow up with it. I grow up with threads. I started with the thread around my neck. And what more can I explain? It's two pins through that little thing. If I press there, it open and close on the thread. It open, it close. Press, open, close. It's just to slick the threads under. And it's two pins. If it's only one, the ball has a tendency to turn. It happened sometime to me. I missed one of them. I still can do it slides, but it's wiggles. You see, two is enough. Two like that. You see there, open, close. Open, close. Simple in a way. So, I don't know about other hooks. That's what I use. I never tried. But I like this to be free, that I can control my threads, the ball, and when I take it, pantomime, put it on, and it is ready to float. And here is a little bit theater. I could stay like that, pop, 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 but you go into a little theater with a stick, has nothing to do with it, but like that, bah! You know, this is important. Otherwise, it's just a ball hanging on a thread, and it shouldn't be. To a little bit, I mentioned Ken Brook. He said in the Magic Circle in England, he has seen me in the theater, did a floating ball. He said, Phil John has the only floating ball that floats. It's his way of it. But this was a nice compliment. The only floating ball that floats. Good said. That was Ken Brook. I remember these days, you know, I'll talk about it later. These guys I met, you know, in England and so on. And the advice and so on. But that's another story. But I remember it. Thank you. Good, yeah, I think so.
So this is Finn John legacy.
Oh, yeah.
Or should I say Lee Saxo?
Lee Saxo. Okay. If you had been from my part of Oslo, my age and work, in my school class, I wouldn't be surprised. Because these boys think of me as Lee Saxo.
Was that your first name?
It was my first name as a young boy, you know, until I had for a long story.
So where were you born to start
In
there?
Oslo, it's a place nobody, if they have this, they will be proud. It's like in England, the local. I belong to that football team and that category. It's Oslo is not big, but I was born in the east side in Vålerenga. We said not Vålerenga, we say Vålerenga in Norway. That's where I come from.
Any brothers or sisters?
Well, I had a sister. We love each other. We wasn't really close. It doesn't matter anyway. We was on very good terms, my sister, but she was a couple of years older than me, so in the late she had different friends, and you know, and talking about it, she was tall, strong, fine girl, and I was the young, and she not bad, but she bullied me a little bit until I was about, I don't know, 13, 14. I just said, don't ever bully me, don't try. I will, because I never fight with the girls, you know. I will go and take back. I said it. And I don't want this, that, go blah, blah, blah. It's not bad, but she was so strong. And she bullied me a little bit. Once she did, I fight back. And that was the last time. We was good friends because I was stronger. I was small, but I was strong.
What did your parents do for a living?
For a living. Well, it's so complicated. My father, he had done everything in his life, you know, but he was 25 years before he also passed, not he was a pensioner, 25 years in a factory like caretaker. He was there taking care of this and that 25 years. Okay, and until he stopped. He had some jobs after, when he was a pensioner also, other place. He changed living. Many things happened. Nothing bad, you know. He was okay.
But he was a philosopher like you are as well.
I grow up, you have to remember, no TVs and this, and you go to the library, I had the money to books. We had books. He had books, he get books and things, you know. He even I didn't bring it this time, I repaired a gold watch for 25 years in the factory. They gave in, I have it, you know, from my father. I like it. But you have to wind it up. That's why I didn't. You have to wind, and I wind it up. But it's newly repaired, beautiful, launchiness, gold, blah, blah, blah. So, no, he was a philosopher. I cannot say anything. He thought of things and learned me things, maybe sometimes wrong, not so much. But he was, you could call, individualist, you know the word? And it's examples of that. Not bad, but nobody do that. He did. My father, I talk, Rose said, we don't want to hear more stories about your father. Because he did that and that. But to stop there, he learned to swim. When he was 55 years, he couldn't. And that's the story, how he learned.
He learned it the hard way, I believe. I know.
He was in one way stupid, not stupid. He thought that all animals in the world can swim. You don't have to teach them. Your dog you throw in the water, he swim. Not like that, but he swim. So he thought, it's the same with people. It is not, but he thought so. He had never swim. So he went to a place, he jumped in, and he disappeared for 2 minutes. He's stronger. He comes slowly up, and he said to the guards there in the swimming place, 4 meters down, please save me. I cannot swim. Then he had to start on the ground to learn. So, but he was wrong. He thought he swim. I just do this and that, and I learned later. But that's not. He would drown if they didn't catch him, but that's him.
I'm sure he influenced a lot your childhood, but what kind of childhood did you have?
Well, I never been asked that question, but I had a very happy, I was happy, but I don't know why. Before I even did magic, a little fooling with magic, but other things, funny way to play. Let's say a thing I could do for hours. It's a story, but it's a true story. I was in school and I was in the last year in the regular school. We had for seven grades. It was 7. And all the boys, I was throwing knives. I had many knives I throw. And the teacher come. It was not supposed to play with knives. And it was a tobacco box 4 meters away. And said, okay, our teacher. I took them, bang. Maybe luck, maybe a little talent. I pat the knife was there and said, oh. And said, nobody throw knives here. It shouldn't say, but he said, nobody except you, Finn. So I could do, but not the other, because he was afraid of knife falling back and hit you. I did.
And what was your first experience of magic? You saw someone doing it?
It must, if you call that magic, you know.
It is.
I didn't know. I had never seen. I don't know, 5 or 6 years. And the first time I was driving to my grandfather's It was 6 hours with the train. I was alone, but I know I don't meet my parents. The first time they sent me alone on that long trip. And on that train, there was a guy. He took his finger like that. And he took it. Even now, I have jobs in Norway. I say, when I was 5 years old, I take my fingers, like that. And people go. And it's everybody know, but I practice to do it right. Because some do, you don't know, even see what I do. But I do it clear, these fingers away, this goes that. So I can do it today. But I said, when I was 5 years old, yes. So nobody criticized me for that. So
I believe that when you were 7 years old, you created a trick of your own when you were collecting cloudberries.
But I was in the country with my parents, and I went, and there was a place, not so much, but some very rare, some other place in the north of Norway you found. But there it was, not so many, these cloudberries, yellow, very tasteful. But I had a big bucket. I put a lot of grass and stuff in the bucket, and I took them and I put them on top. And I come with a big smile. Look what I found. It looks like I had a big bucket of these very rare flutes,
Did they discover the trick?
Well, they say, and they say, you have to go. It was a farm, sort of farmhouse. You go and throw it out there and take care of it. And no, I said, well, I wasn't thinking they were so enthusiastic about it, It's not so much. And my mother smiled. She was there. She said, you fooled us. You are a fool or whatever, she said. But the other was real angry. My aunt and my grandmother looked at me, how a naughty boy do this? My mother said, you are sweet, She loved me, of course. So that was, in a way, an illusion.
But the fishing net trick was your first real discovery in magic.
Yes, I think I know a shop I went to that sold magic. I know the name was Magic Studio in Norway. Nothing else. And I went there sometime. But the first thing, I played with my sister. We played. She threw a tennis ball to me, and I was doing fishing very early, sport fishing, but we didn't call it that. I was fishing trouts. It was plenty of trouts in the mountains. I went with my grandfather and blah, blah, blah. And I learned very early fishing, trouts. So I had this fishing net. And I took a tennis ball. She threw it, catch it young. She said, duck, I took it. And one day it comes in the net. I should take it up, and it went through. I didn't thought, my God, it's a hole. It's broken, my fishing net. It wasn't broken.
Now we know.
No, it wasn't broken. But I fooled myself. It took a long time until I discovered it. It couldn't have been inside. But with a tennis ball, it's a little too big. But sometimes it hangs outside, sometimes no. So when I did it for you, I take a smaller ball. It stays outside, back, out, back. Yeah, that was my first invention. But magic after that for 40 years, even yesterday or whatever, it happens. You have to watch. Something happens.
And you made another discovery after the war, threads. You found it in a nylon stocking.
Yes.
Tell us how it started for you, your relation with threads.
Well, I wasn't thinking of thread, but when my sister, just after the war, the world started to get normal. In the war, everything was different. Germans, this or that, But now, it's like the first time, it was a big to see a banana. You hadn't seen it during the war. I never, it's a banana. You haven't heard the radio. It's a radio, it's a box. That was great. Greater than later comes TV. little by little, things started happening. And my sister bought, first, we didn't know it exists. It comes on the market after the war, nylon stockings. But she wear them. And when I don't know what they call it, they broke sometimes. So I got these broken stockings. I was thinking, but that was a very thin thread. Yeah. And you could take yards out, nylon stockings. I never seen a thread. So I made one loop. That was the first thing I did with threads.
At the age of 15?
Yes, and I put it around my body, around my neck. Okay, blah, 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 things happen. And I was too young to be a member of the Magic Circle, but I was invited sometimes. They know I was interested. I had this loop. I put my finger, it's there. Nobody could see it, not at that time. And I borrowed, magician around, I borrowed a pen, a comb, even whatever they had. Put it in the loop. I put things on, let's say, on there. But I had to, nobody come. I had to hang. Oh, look, the spoon wasn't full. Oh, it's a thread. And then what I discovered, the beauty of the, when you don't see what you're using, nobody saw the thread. They had all kinds. Nobody said, you must have a thread. No. It's a magnet. Have you something up the sleeve? They would say, no, I didn't say nothing. Invisible loop is a tool. It's something. And then I start with that, and not so much this day, but I never stopped really to using a loop. And then after that, Germany, I started to get professional, got job. And little by little, I used loops. But then, next big moment, when you talk about threads, was the elastic invisible. I found on a reel, I bought, and then comes to make a loop. I didn't bring it, but I just looked.
Yep, always ready.
No, it's always ready. So I made, but to make a loop of the elastic, you can get the elastic first, to separate it, and to make a loop, nobody told me that. It's very difficult to make a loop on the elastic, but I learned it. So I make loops, and I say, I have a loop. What kind of loop? I put the loop there. I put it around hair. I have hair. Nobody knows. If I go out, why not? It stays there, dark. So I have one there, especially when I work, and there, loop. And then comes, I cannot stop. All the tricks I saw when I come, it says that book, Invisible Elastic Thread, it said, but it's a lot in the book about loops.
You signed that to me 22 years ago.
I saw that one. You was also young.
Yes. You joined the Norwegian Magic Circle by invitation. Which magicians do you remember from that time?
Well, of course, in Norway, but he later become a member, but not when I was. The most famous magician ever in Norway called Arnardo. And then he get the boss of a circus Arnardo. And I've seen some of his show, I cannot tell you in details, but he was great showman and magician. He had learned from the old timers. I don't know the name of this book. He had followed, and he did illusions. And let's say, we're just talking about the card sword, I never seen, he did it. But the thing, I just try to think, if a magician listen to this, he can practice, let's say, many things, but even to force a card. I'm not an expert, let's say, pretty good at forcing. Different system, forcing. So, this Arnardo, I saw him in circus. He was not skilled in our sense of the word, but he was great. He would have a pack of cards, he was going to spit it with a sword. He didn't have to force a card. He talked in a funny way. He takes the cards. He took the cards and he go over to him and he said, pick a card. But he actually throw the cards to him. Stop, yes, okay, you have the card, okay. Put it inside, we shuffle the card. Throw it up. Nobody in regular people say, it was a funny way he picked the card. He gave it to him, yes. In a way, you could say, nobody cares. When he did it, at least. I don't do that, but I know it's wrong. But if you do, nobody cares. No, it has to do with the personality. Ladies and gentlemen, he would say, look here, I have a pack of cards. You come, take a card back. Okay, what is it? Oh, that's him. But I like it. I was a young boy. I said, he is great. And then there comes in the magic circle is one nobody knows, a clever guy. Oh, he fooled us magician at least many times. But he told me, I get to know him later, it's not what you do, Finn, he said, it's what you say. I had to think, that's not what, it's what you say. He was a man of words. I talk too much, maybe no, but it's not what you do, it's what you say you do or whatever. And he had the words. I know the man, always impressed about him, and so and so.
Tell us about, I don't know how to say it in Norwegian, tell us about Turge Nordnes?
Or Nordnes?
Yes.
Yes. No, it was many. It was to me, elderly guy, and he come, and he told stories about old magicians. We all said, oh, he read a lot, and he told, and sometimes on the meetings, I remember, he would do a card tricks, shuffle. But nobody complained. And he said, so I've forgotten the, look, and he take a book. I just, oh yes, that, to read how it, and he continued. I said, how? I could never do that, but he get away with it.
And he taught you an amazing coin vanish.
Yes.
This was decades before the fickle nickel.
Yeah.
Tell us about that moment.
He told, he didn't do that too good, but he told about a trick. Even to listen to him, to tell the tricks, it was like you saw it. And he put a coin, no moves, he close, it's gone. Open, dark, nothing. Where is it? Where is it? We have no idea. But he's using a thread, invisible thread, on the coin. Actually, he did, because a long time ago, he had fixed the thread to a bottom. Like, blah, blah. But we didn't know that, so he was sitting. Nobody said, why don't you sit? And he said, it was good. I saw a miracle. I worked on these tricks, and I say, after 40 years, the way I do it, I think, it's not a question of being good, but I do it better. At that time, it was a miracle, but I worked with it. So if I should do it, I borrow a coin, I'm free, I put it, my arm, I can put there, nothing, blah, blah, blah. And that he couldn't do for some reason. I don't go into that. But I using my system, and I gave it back. Puff. It's still good. I done 2-3 times on BBC, It was good.
You used the ball on the Nixon show.
Yes, I changed it, but I also done it with I like the coin. Rose said, don't do the ball. It is a coin tricks. Okay.
Speaking of the person that for sure now is watching and listening to our conversation, you just mentioned her.
Yes.
So I'd like you to tell us, how did you meet Rose, your wife?
Where I met her, I was going to a dancing school, a place, and they had gathering after the school. They make some dancing, and they come girls and boys. And I saw this girl, beautiful girl. I dance,
You were 15.
Yes, but we dance that type of dance at that time. still doing it around some elderly people. Swing, we call it. Frank Sinatra dancing, ta 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 ta. And she said she had to be home at 10 o'clock. So we was, I followed in the end after some dance. I can follow you home. Oh yes, but we nearly run to get some 5 minutes extra, and then little by little. But at least now, long time after, our son now is 45. You see, so things, it grows. I can tell the story. We was married.
Yes, because you promised each other never to get married.
We
but you are still together today.
Yes.
What happened?
We said, no, it's difficult to explain short, but I don't try to lie and do. But it's all time. We was together. We decided not to get married in the regular sense. I was individualistic, she too, clever girl, So we are together as long as we like each other. Yes. But if you are married, we will end up like the marriage. Unfortunately, I had seen too much where I grow up, but I don't like to talk about it. Men fighting with his wife, flapping her, he drinks, and many around, not my parents, apparently. I didn't see everything good, but not like that. She had seen things worse. I don't talk, she don't cry. She cried and I talk about it. So, but he had seen no happy. She hadn't, I hadn't seen happy marriage. Don't marry, be together if you love each other. But then after the years, there was a flat, free, not so expensive. And I went to the office and I said, we want a flat. A little bit outside Oslo, I don't know. Are you married? The woman asked me, are you married? I said, no. You can't have the flat if you are not married. Official, that was the rule. If it was 2 room, 1 room maybe, but 2 rooms, only for married couple. We wasn't married. I told the road, we can't get it. We are not married, both. So we talk. Okay, let's marry. Long story, but we get married. We got the flat. We was married. Had the paper. Rose keep it today. She kept her name, but she has the passport. She's married with me. Blah blah blah. Years went, and in a happy moment, nobody talked. Life slowly changed. Not to the worse, at a little better. You could have that flat without being married. So we decided to divorce. We divorced. We went out. Let's celebrate the divorce. We even took champagne. That's good. Back to normal. Tack. And that's it. And we are still. I called her this day. I called her yesterday. How is it going? Da, da, da. I told him about the guy, a friend of mine in Norway, that just suddenly appeared here because you had invited him and bluffed me. What a beauty. I told it. Oh, so good. You have somebody, he's an intellectual, interested in magic and in my stuff, He's even writing a book about me. I said, go ahead.
And he helped us a lot.
Yeah, he's a nice guy for me. I said, good, he looks after you. Because she trusts me, of course. But you need somebody to keep an eye on. But you need that, to look, that you say, that you don't talk too much.
Well, we will continue talking, but for now, we will end this first conversation with a toast to Rose and Finn.
And thank you.
Bye.